As the men trooped heavily back into the front room, the two little windows presented views of a turmoiling sea of snow. The huge arms of the wind were making attempts, mighty, circular, futile, to embrace the flakes as they sped. A gatepost, like a still man with a blanched face, stood aghast amid this profligate fury. In a hearty voice, Scully announced the presence of a blizzard. The guests of the Blue Hotel, lighting their pipes, assented with grunts of lazy masculine contentment. No island of the sea could be exempt in the degree of this little room with its humming stove. Johnny, son of Scully, in a tone which defined his opinion of his ability as a card player, challenged the old farmer of both gray and sandy whiskers to a game of high-five. The farmer agreed with a contemptuous and bitter scoff. They sat close to the stove and squared their knees under a wide board. The cowboy and the Easterner watched the game with interest. The Swede remained near the window, aloof, but with a countenance that showed signs of an inexplicable excitement. The play of Johnny and the gray beard was suddenly ended by another quarrel. The old man arose while casting a look of heated scorn at his adversary. He slowly buttoned his coat, and then stalked with fabulous dignity from the room. In the discreet silence of all other men, the Swede laughed. His laughter rang somehow childish. Men by this time had begun to look at him askance, as if they wished to inquire what ailed him. A new game was formed jocosely. The cowboy volunteered to become the partner of Johnny. And they all then turned to ask the Swede to throw in his lot with the little Easterner. He asked some questions about the game, and, learning that it wore many games, and that he had played it when it was under an alias, he accepted the invitation. He strode towards the men nervously, as if he expected to be assaulted. Finally, seated, he gazed from face to face and laughed shrilly. This laugh was so strange that the Easterner looked up quickly. The cowboy sat intent with his mouth open, and Johnny paused, holding the cards with still fingers. Afterwards, there was a short silence. Then Johnny said, "Well, let's get at it. Come on now." They pulled their chairs forward until their knees were bunched under the board. They began to play, and their interest in the game caused the others to forget the manner of the Swede. The cowboy was a board whacker. Each time that he held superior cards, he wanged them, one by one, with exceeding force down upon the improvised table, and took the tricks with a glowing air of prowess and pride that sent thrills of indignation into the hearts of his opponents. A game with a board whacker in it is sure to become intense. The countenances of the Easterner and the Swede were miserable whenever the cowboy thundered down his aces and kings, while Johnny, his eyes gleaming with joy, chuckled and chuckled. Because of the absorbing play, none considered the strange ways of the Swede. They paid strict heed to the game. Finally, during a lull caused by a new deal, the Swede suddenly addressed Johnny. I suppose there have been a good many men killed in this room. The jaws of the others dropped, and they looked at him. What in the hell are you talking about? Said Johnny. The Swede laughed again, his blatant laugh, full of a kind of false courage and defiance. Oh, you know what I mean all right, he answered. I'm a liar if I do, Johnny protested. The card was halted, and the men stared at the Swede. Johnny evidently felt that as the son of the proprietor, he should make a direct inquiry. Now, what might you be driving at, mister? He asked. The Swede winked at him. It was a wink full of cunning. His fingers shook on the edge of the board. Oh, maybe you think I've been to nowheres. Maybe you think I'm a tenderfoot. I don't know nothing about you, answered Johnny. And I don't give a damn where you've been. All I got to say is that I don't know what you're driving at. There ain't never been nobody killed in this room. The cowboy, who had been steadily gazing at the Swede, then spoke. Oh, what's wrong with you, mister? Apparently, it seemed to the Swede that he was formidably menaced. He shivered and turned white near the corners of his mouth. He sent an appealing glance in the direction of the little Easterner. During these moments, he did not forget to wear his air of advanced pot valor. They say they don't know what I mean, he remarked mockingly to the Easterner. The latter answered after prolonged and cautious reflection. I don't understand you, he said impassively. The Swede made a movement, then, which announced that he thought he had encountered treachery from the only quarter where he expected sympathy, if not help. Oh, I see you're all against me, I see. The cowboy was in a state of deep stupefaction. Say, he cried, as he tumbled the deck violently down upon the board. Say, what are you getting at, huh? The Swede sprang up, with the celerity of a man escaping from a snake on the floor. I don't want to fight, he shouted. I don't want to fight. The cowboy stretched his long legs indolently and deliberately. His hands were in his pockets. He spat into the sawdust box. Well, who the hell thought you did? He inquired. The Swede backed rapidly towards a corner of the room. His hands were out protectingly in front of his chest, but he was making an obvious struggle to control his fright. Gentlemen, he quavered, I suppose I'm going to be killed before I can leave this house. I suppose I'm going to be killed before I leave this house. In his eyes was the dying swan look. Through the windows could be seen the snow turning blue in the shadow of dusk. The wind tore at the house, and some loose thing beat regularly against the clapboards, like a spirit tapping. A door opened, and Scully himself entered. He paused in surprise as he noted this tragic attitude of the Swede. Then he said, What's the matter here? The Swede answered him swiftly and eagerly. These men are going to kill me. Kill you, ejaculated Scully. Kill you? What are you talking? The Swede made a gesture of a martyr. Scully wheeled sternly upon his son. What's this, Johnny? The lad had grown sullen. Damned if I know, he answered. I can't make no sense to it. He began to shuffle the cards, fluttering them together with an angry snap. "He says a good many men have been killed in this room, or something like that. And he says he's going to be killed here too. I don't know what ails him. He's crazy. I shouldn't wonder." Scully then looked for an explanation to the cowboy. But the cowboy simply shrugged his shoulders. "Kill you?" said Scully again to the Swede. "Kill you? Man, you're off your nut." "Oh, I know," burst out the Swede. "I know what will happen, yes. I'm crazy, yes. Yes, of course, I'm crazy, yes. But know one thing." There was a sort of sweat of misery and terror upon his face. "I know I won't get out of here alive." The cowboy drew a deep breath, as if his mind was passing into the last stages of dissolution. "Well, I'm doggoned," he whispered to himself. Scully wheeled suddenly and faced his son. "You've been troubling this man." Johnny's voice was loud with its burden of grievance. "Why, good God, I ain't done nothing to him." The Swede broke in. "Gentlemen, do not disturb yourselves. I will leave this house. I will go away because—" He accused them dramatically with his glance. "Because I do not want to be killed." Scully was furious with the son. "Will you tell me what is the matter, you young devil? What's the matter, anyhow? Speak out." "Blame it!" cried Johnny in despair. "Don't I tell you I don't know? He says we want to kill him, that's all I know. I can't tell what ails him." The Swede continued to repeat, "Never mind, Mr. Sully. Never mind. I will leave this house. I will go away because I do not wish to be killed. Yes, of course, I'm crazy, yes. But I know one thing. I will go away. I will leave this house. Never mind, Mr. Scully. Never mind. I will go away." "You will not go away," said Scully. "You will not go away until I hear the reason of this business. If anybody has troubled you, I will take care of him. This is my house. You are under my roof, and I will not allow any peaceful man to be troubled here." He cast a terrible eye upon Johnny, the cowboy, and the Easterner. "Never mind, Mr. Scully, never mind. I will go away. I do not wish to be killed." The Swede moved towards the door, which opened upon the stairs. It was evidently his intention to go at once for his baggage. "No, no," shouted Scully peremptorily. But the white-faced man slid by him and disappeared. "Now," said Scully severely, "what does this mean?" Johnny and the cowboy cried together, "Why, we didn't do nothing to him." Scully's eyes were cold. "No," he said, "you didn't?" Johnny swore a deep oath. "Why, this is the wildest loon I ever see. We didn't do nothing at all. We were just sitting here playing cards, and he—" The father suddenly broke to the Easterner. "Mr. Blanc," he asked, "what has these boys been doing?" The Easterner reflected again. "I didn't see anything wrong at all," he said at last slowly. Scully began to howl. "But what does it mean?" He stared ferociously at his son. "I have a mind to lather you for this, my boy." Johnny was frantic. "Well, what have I done?" he bawled at his father.